Hi, it's Rich Tarani. Thanks for watching TMC's Editor's Day Santa Clara. On our program, Simon Bain. He is with SearchYourCloud. Simon, welcome to the show. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
So your company does file, find, and share. That's the kind of the genre of the space you're in.
Yeah.
Could you give us a little more on what you're doing?
Yeah, in essence, we're a federated search company. So we're an enterprise search company, but instead of calling ourselves search, we find stuff. So traditional enterprise search has gone out there, it's connected to a lot of information sources, brought it all back into one humongous database. It's always been out of date, and it never actually did you any good. What we're trying to do is to connect all those data sources separately, no matter where they are, whether it be Dropbox, whether it be SharePoint, or your CRM system, and bring that data to you when you ask for it.
Now, why do customers need that?
Because they need to find stuff. Very simply, you came here today, you needed to find out all about the people you're interviewing here, you needed to find out how to get here, you needed to look at your diary to make sure what time you needed to be here. We all need to find stuff from our enterprise. So that's why it's necessary.
Now, specifically, when you look at your customer base and the people who have interest, what are the spaces many of them play in, or is it across the board?
It's across the board. A lot of ours, because of the security we add in, because you shouldn't just be able to find stuff, they also have stuff secure. We find a lot of ours are in regulated industries, the banking, the legal professions, is where we play an awful lot of time.
That makes a lot of sense. Okay. And so you talked about federated cloud.
Yeah.
How does that work? How do you interact with the various data sources that are available?
Okay, most of them have open APIs, so we go to their APIs. So Dropbox has a good API, Box has an API, Google Drive has an API as well as Office 365. So they're all document stores. So we interact with their APIs. In those cases, they don't have a very good index, so we'll index those as well and encrypt them up. Internally, you have your own systems, your CRM systems. They do have connectors inside their systems. The SAP back office, they all have connectors. So we connect through those open APIs and then bring them together in our software.
Fantastic. Now, in terms of trends you're seeing in the market, you mentioned a few of the markets that seem to be more interested in purchasing from you, but what other trends are there?
There's quite a few trends going on at the moment. Obviously, in our space, we're talking about big data a lot with the Internet of Things and the like. So there seems to be a trend on big data, which I think personally is a shame, and I think it might disappear next year, because the trend has been to pull everything back into that single data source and bring everything out of there, whereas the last 10 years of enterprise search has shown that hasn't worked. So I think that the trend with that, with data as a whole, will be to leave it back to where it is. So your emails, you've got a lot of data in your emails. You can call it big if you want. If you don't want them into a separate silo, your CRM system, huge amount of data in that, keep it where it is. So I think the trend is going to be more to leave information where it is and to call it from where it is to bring it to where you need it at that moment in time.
Oh, that's kind of where you play.
That's exactly
really
where you play, which is no surprise, really. That's what I think they...
Sure, you're a giant spider or a giant indexer is kind of what your company does.
We're a giant searcher. We don't index necessarily unless we really have to. So we'll go out to real-time information. So your emails, we'll go to Exchange Server and query it at that point in time. We'll go to your CRM system and query it at that point in time. Your payroll, we won't index it, we won't crawl it initially and bring it into a separate system. We'll leave it where it is, where possible.
Now, how do you prioritize?
We don't. That's down with you. It's your system. So what we'll do is we'll go and bring all the information to you. And because we're only bringing you the correct information, we like to say we find stuff as opposed to search stuff. So we're bringing you what it is you've looked for. We'll separate it out inside Outlook or whatever the interface is you're using. And then it's down for you to say, yeah, I need that bit of information, I need that bit of information. But you're not getting back 100,000 results. You're just getting back what you're looking for. So it's all priority stuff.
Now, from a competitive standpoint, what do you see your customers, how are you comparing against what other solutions they may be choosing?
Big time. Firstly, cost. Enterprise search isn't generally the cheapest product on the planet. But also, we actually, and I keep saying this, but we actually find what you're looking for. So we did a survey, or I did a survey 8 years ago, I think it was, 8 years ago, which found out that 20% of knowledge workers' time was wasted looking for stuff. We did a survey 2 years ago, and IDC also did a survey which found that 20% of knowledge workers' time was wasted looking for stuff. In that 6 years in between, nothing changed. Can you imagine in any other part of the IT industry if that had happened? all hell would have broken loose. Can you imagine if you're still using a brick from Nokia instead of your whatever you've got in your pocket? Yeah, it just wouldn't happen with it. So we like to say that we actually find stuff now. We've gone past Boolean search, which is everyone else is using at the moment. Hopefully they'll find a way coming past it. We're now using our own search algorithms to say, this is what you're looking for. Let's go and find it.
Sure.
Let's go and put some patterns on it, some synonyms. Let's do some semantic searching. Let's look at your address book. Is this a name? And do some proper mathematics on the search before bringing back the results. So it's all about finding.
Makes a lot of sense. And it's a Nokia Smart Brick is what I'm using now, just so you know.
So cool.
It's latest
Brilliant. No,
generation.
I haven't had one of those for a long time. Have you seen the latest advert for the Smart Brick?
So closing up, I was figuring if you could just share with us what's next for your company.
Next for our company is we've just signed an agreement with SAP, so we can now embed HCP, HANA Cloud Platform, into our solution. We're looking at providing a complete platform as a service for our customers, which means that the setup's really, really quick and easy. 10 minutes you can be up and running and connected to all of your disparate systems and bring that information onto your Nokia Smart Brick whenever you're in the office or out of it.
That's fantastic.
All right.
I got another use for my Smart Brick.
There you go.
So thanks for your time today.
Thank you very much. Good to see you.